Hi and good evening. My name is Cherise Talbert. I'm doing my reading presentation this evening on an article that was written by Kevin Leonard. I am standing because I have some difficulties today with my back physically, so I'm standing. I hope you don't mind. He wrote the article for the Canadian healthcare system, but it can actually be applied anywhere. The title of the article is Information Systems for Healthcare: Why We Haven't Had More Success, and the top 15 reasons. Of course, I don't go over all the top 15 reasons, but I do take out some of the main ones that I thought were really important. So let's go ahead and get started. The article, again, was called Information Systems for Healthcare: Why We Haven't Had More Success, the top 15 reasons. And when I thought about that, I thought about how the information highway is a mystery pretty much, and unlocking it, the reasons as to why there's been no success is just a mystery. So I thought this was very fitting. It's almost like a lock that we have to open and try to figure it out. Why is there no success? There's really no simple answer. The first step in solving a problem is to articulate it. This is that simple. We need access and appropriate use of data and information. We need the right information, the right time, in the right format. Not measuring resources to provide quality of care comes with a cost. And to what end? Finding an answer is necessary for industry growth. So basically, when we are providing the hospital or any healthcare organization with information, it helps to grow the industry because we're finding solutions to problems as far as information is concerned. So what's all the talk about at these organizations? Organizational talk is all about the electronic health record. It's about networking and database concerns. It's also about change and management of new technology. And we've seen that just recently with ICD-10. That was a new technology, or new software programs that went in, new learning curves that had to take place. It was change. And so a lot of talk was about that recently. Perfect example. Well, when you do have information that you're talking about, whether it's at the hospital or any other healthcare organization, it's really easy to talk about, but there are some hurdles that you have to get over. And we're feeling the brunt of that right now with ICD-10. There's a lot of hurdles to get over. It slows down processes. It creates a little bit of problems, that sort of thing. And so you just have to work through it. And we're in the process of doing that now as well. There's more reasons. Okay, so here's the reasons why there's no success as far as, information systems and healthcare, why we haven't had any success stories that are great to tell. Only just a little handful of successful stories to tell, but not very many. Here's some of the reasons, again, for why we haven't had that much success. Cost. We know the value is there, but it's implied and it's just not perceived. The cost of the project against the value is weighed very heavily. And so in this situation, you see that the value is there. You know you need the information. You know you need to purchase the software or the hardware that goes along with it, but the value is just weighed heavily against the cost of implementation or implementing it. So it's a very costly and time-consuming process, and a very thoughtful process. So a lot of thought goes into it as far as from an executive level and that sort of thing, and planning. Data-related reasons. There's a lot of data-related reasons why there's no success regarding data capture and structure. The lack of standardized terminology is one main reason. The communication is just not there because of the terminology. This really does affect the quality of the data and causes poor system networking because the terminology is just not there and it's not standardized, so we can't talk the same language basically. There's no patient identifier. There's no system-wide unique identifier across the continuum of care. If there was one, it would make things so much simpler. but there's not. And I don't mean by like master patient index type identifier. We're talking a unique identifier that you could use across the continuum of care, where anyone could pull you up at any time with your unique identifier. There's more reasons. I didn't give you all 15 of the reasons that he talked about, but I did share some of the ones I thought were really important. Another one was security, confidentiality, and privacy. If patients worry about their medical history and the information that's being compromised or that could be compromised, they will reduce the information that they provide to us. And so this would cause the quality of care to go way down. Patients need to play a vital role and be active in helping to set policies and plans into action, and their input is very important. And so a lot of times we leave them out of the equation, but we really need them to be in the equation so that they can help us to plan better and to set better policies and to get the information that we really need to share. There's a communication gap. So the communication gap that we have is between the developer and the end user. There's two very different expectations. It's poorly defined specifications, and one group wants one thing and another group wants another, and someone hears it a different way, and the specs are this way, and so we never really get anything resolved because it's just two different expectations. So once the information is given, it's really not what they were expecting, or once we give them what they need to work with or to build, then it's really not what they were expecting, so we don't get anywhere. It's just a vicious cycle. Developing a system that fully supports an organization's information and their needs is nearly impossible. And that's kind of what I was talking about. Okay, and so what's next? The next step, as far as why we haven't had more success, is focusing on the form the information must take to be useful. Regular routine reports that can be integrated into routine decision making is very crucial. I look at reports every day. I include data every day into reports. Reports. That's what I do all day long. And it's for the executives so they can make executive decisions based on the reporting information that I'm giving to them. These reports must provide insightful information in order for them to be useful. And that's a very true statement, because that's, like I said, what I do every day, all day. And it's a very important tool that's used. And I think it's one of the most important tools that we can use in a healthcare organization, is to be able to pull a lot of different reports for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. So that's, the reason why there's no success is because we just don't have the information that we need. Hospitals need information. Determining what's needed for different departments and people is what makes it so difficult. Nobody really knows what they need. And there's really no clear understanding as to what it is that they want accomplished. So they can't really definitively say what it is they're needing. So it can't be given to them because no one really understands what it is that they need. So it's just a vicious cycle, and it's kind of never ending. But back to the beginning of what he said to begin with, it's all about articulating it and letting someone know what you actually need. And that's kind of how I feel about it. The article wasn't a very old article. It didn't really give a date as far as how old the article was, but the information is, relevant to our situations and the hospital care that we have now in today's world. So I think it was really good information. I think it was spot on as far as cost and data-related issues and gaps and things like that. I think that was really important. I think that we can take this information and use it in an everyday situation in anyone's healthcare system. And unfortunately, he said that more research does need to be done on this topic, and I think he's really right about that. We do need more research. And this article was just one of the research projects that he did to give more insight on the reasons why there's no success. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. Have a good evening.